Hello. Let's talk about the rebreathers today. And the reason why I decided to do it is just because people always asking, what is a closed circuit? What is a rebreather? So I decided to explain, and also same time I would like to talk about why I'm going towards this thing and why I find it useful. So something interesting to talk for today. And did you know the rebreather was a way before open circuit? So basically Jacques-Yves Cousteau and Gagnon invention. So the first rebreather is actually invented 1878, while the open circuit we got only 1942. And I think it's a big difference. Of course, the first rebreather was a way more primitive than it's nowadays. It was just an oxygen tank and the limestone and the small bag, and that's it. And it was pretty limited how deep you can go with that, but anyways, it was a way before open circuit. Let's start with a simple explanation. Open circuit is it when we inhaling from the tank and exhaling in a water. We are making bubbles. The closed circuit is we are not making bubbles simply because we're recycling the air what we've been breathing. That's why it's called the loop. When we're inhaling 21% oxygen. That's what I'm breathing at the moment. So let's say I'm inhaling 0.21 and exhaling 0.18. So that's how much I'm wasting air. When I'm breathing from the tank, what happens? I cannot inhale it again. So now it's just dumped out in a water. And that's it. So that's why it's so important for novice divers to properly learn how to breathe, because otherwise they are simply wasting air. Any diver, it's really important how long will last our dive, because it depends on the way how we are breathing. With a rebreather it doesn't matter anymore. Why? Because it doesn't matter how I'm breathing, it's just still staying in a loop. So if I'm taking a short breath, so that means I'm using less oxygen, so the system doesn't have to compensate that much. If I'm taking longer breaths, so I'm using more that oxygen when I'm inhaling, so then the system will compensate it. I don't know, maybe it sounds complicated, but it's really simple. So I'm inhaling 0.21, exhaling 0.18. So this 0.3 is a used oxygen, so which is called carbon dioxide. So that's why what a system has to do, the system has to take away this carbon dioxide, because the carbon dioxide is one of those gases which giving the signal to the brain to inhale. In the middle there is like a limestone, or it's actually called scrub, which is taking away carbon dioxide. And that's it, adding a little bit of oxygen what is missed, and then it's going to inhale again. So I'm again getting 0.21. And that's how it simply works. Human body is really complicated, but at the same time really simple. The principle is really simple, just the system is made really complicated to meet all the performance requirements, right? While the rebreather is the same thing. It's kind of complicated if you look at it, but there are sensors and how it works and so, but it's actually same time really simple. I mean, the principle is really simple. All right, let me show you a little bit around and explain how it all works. So when you look at it, this one is pretty much the same as normal regulator. Oxygen, this is oxygen tank, and this one is a normal air tank. Now let's say I'm here, so I am inhaling, so this is already the mixed based on my depth. What is also good about the rebreather, if you are going, let's say, to 30-meter depth, it's gonna give you 30 nitrox 32. If you will be at, let's say, at 40-meter depth, so then it will give you nitrox 28. So how it can know what to give you? In this particular machine there are 3 separate analyzers, oxygen analyzers. So I'm inhaling from here, and then whatever exhale, I exhale, so then it's going all the loop to here. Here on the back, that's the brain of this machine. So there are all these 3 analyzers placed, and there is this scrub which taking away carbon dioxide. Then when the carbon dioxide is off, so then it goes all here, and so it's going up to the analyzers. Then it says, okay, in this mix there is that much oxygen, so I have to compensate something. So then it's adding from this tank, which is pure oxygen, adding the missing oxygen to the mix, and then it's getting into this hose. Then it goes down to the mouthpiece, and I'm inhaling again. Pretty simple, right? So why partial pressure is so important? Because if the partial pressure is too low, we're passing out because it's not enough oxygen for our brain. And if it's too high, then it's too much, our brain starts convulsing. All this information you can get during your nitrox course. And I would say, why not all the divers diving with a rebreather? Because it sounds so good. It's giving you perfect nitrox, it's giving you a longer time underwater, like, so you can stay underwater for 3 hours. So that means it's capable to take away your carbon dioxide for 3 hours. So then the question is, why people don't do more rebreather dives? And the answer is pretty simple, because that machine is pretty expensive. Price for the rebreather for one set is about starting $8,000 and all the way up to some 12 or 15 depending on the model. Another thing which keeping the people away from the rebreathers is if you are trained to some particular brand or machine, so then you can dive only this machine. If you want to dive with another one, like for example, if I would like to do rewards and I have to do crossover or I don't know, another training, because these machines are not same. Everybody's trying to create the perfect machine which gives more time underwater and which is more safe, because you most probably heard that this is called that machine, right? So there's been a lot of progress in the last couple of years or last decade. This becomes more and more safe, and of course there's more risks because it's a machine and there is analyzers. And people think it's only for technical divers. Actually, there are more and more recreational rebreathers like Mares. Poseidon also first was more like a recreational, and only then they moved into the technical. For example, this Poseidon, there is a cartridge which you plug in, and then it's actually limit you with a depth. Like for example, I'm trained at the moment only for the first level, which is 30 meters. I'm just plugging in the cartridge in here, and if I will try to go deeper than 30 meters, the machine will not allow me to do that. They're trying to keep me away from doing stupid things without the proper training. All this rebreather story becomes more and more accessible for non-technical divers. I would say the rebreather is a next logical step if you are a technical diver. It's a way easier to understand how the system works, just because simply if you are not technical diver and if you are not comfortable with all these calculations and the partial pressures, it feels like, yeah, I'm doing it, but I don't have a clear understanding what I'm doing. So that's why my advice is do simple, I don't know, first level technical course, like for example Tech 40, then only more. But it's only my opinion. I know a lot of people who start diving with a rebreather. They are not divers at all, so they start their diving career as rebreather divers. I'm pretty sure someone did a great video on YouTube about the rebreathers, but this one was really simple, and simple explanation for those who asking me about what is a rebreather and why it's needed. As I see it, the rebreather gives me a lot of freedom. Like for example, if I'm going somewhere, a remote place, and there are no any dive centers in that particular place, but I've been swimming there with a snorkel, and I saw beautiful place with some incredible creatures like sharks or something else, and I really want to dive there. Another option is of course to do the free dives, right? So hold your breath, dive down, but it's, you know, it's a little bit different. And if I really want to discover some new dive site, free diving is not an option. So I definitely need something which allows me to stay underwater longer than only, I don't know, 4 minutes. And there is an announcement, we just got the new cameras. So like for example, at the moment I'm keeping my camera stationary, I'm not moving it, but you can now, if you move with a cursor, you can see Putu, you can see Made, you can see me and Lara. So I'm not moving it at all. Like when I'm going to Agonga, I cannot always use drone, so this can give you some same perspective as a drone when we diving underwater. I will make some 360 videos.
Oh, I'm slipping away, so don't let me go, nah, 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 nah. I'm all up in that love haze, so where do we go, nah, nah? Just let me know that I am safe here in your arms. I wanna stay, stay. I'm slipping away, so don't let me go now. The love is exceptional, it fills me up, it's out of control, out of control. Oh baby, I love the rush, it overflows, it's out of control, out of control. I'm in love, I'm in love, yeah. I'm slipping away, yeah. Just like I am dreaming, walking around in this love haze. I wanna stay in this feeling, but let me know that I am safe here in
And there is also your investment in all this thing. So when you donated for GoPro camera, so there was still some money left, which I kept until the moment when I was able to add money. And that's why I bought this camera. So that's why I was able to buy it. And that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Follow, subscribe, like the video. If you like this video and if you want to donate for some next project, which is most probably gonna be a drone, then there is a link below in the description. So you can buy me a coffee, which means it's a small donation for the next project. And see you on the next one. Bye.